Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we'll be looking at the Sequoia Capstone. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Orem Toyota for giving me some time with this Sequoia. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a twin-turbo 3.4 liter V6 that's paired to a 10-speed and a hybrid. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 437 horsepower and then 583 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you can see it's raised there on either side, and then we've got our iForce Max badge. Pretty cool. Love the little sequential turn signal. I think that's pretty cool looking. You've got lots of nice silver trim here on the grille with the Capstone. Got the fog lights there at the bottom. You have the big old air dam as well. But there's the front. Now our steering wheel setup is 265 by 50 by 22 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels, you got the silver with the metallic gray. Love the fender flare there, nice and chunky. But it's body painted too. Anyways, Capstone here on the side. You can see more of the chrome on the side as well. So it gives it that kind of more luxury appearance. And the new Sequoia is a big beast, as you can see. Now this leads us to the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. We got the opening here for the hatch as well. Nothing too crazy with that. And we've got the rear of the Sequoia. So they give you this little shelf here, and notice we've got different points that you can put the shelf at to make it so that this loading floor here is flat. Solid rear axle, battery pack getting away, and here's a quick look at that. Well, yeah, I can't really see because of the spare tire, but at least you have a spare tire in the back. But yeah, that all gets in the way of the storage here. But we do have a little outlet here in the back, and then with the third row, it's actually really easy to use. You got the raise and lower function there at the button. Not the fastest on the planet. But you know, it gets the job done. And this is where you guys can see with the shelf how that works. So not necessarily the most user-friendly setup, but I mean, gets the job done, I suppose. And then press that and that will lower the hatch down. You also have the foot lowering or opening function too. Anyway, Sequoia there on the back. We've got cool sequential with the taillights. iForce Max parking sensors there as well. And oh, almost forgot. The Sequoia has this for the rear window. Isn't that fancy? The old one had a power window, so interesting. Now this leads us into the passenger cabin. We've got soft touch here at the top, sunshade. Let's see with the trim down below. Look at the wood trim that goes across. The Capstone's fancy, and also with the speakers. Let's throw the seat up. Oh, we of course have all the stuff on the seat, so plop. We'll get the floor mats. Ah, there we go. So you can see with the Capstone, very luxurious, fancy seats. Now I do want to, that was aggressive. I do want to comment on the third row. So you do have nice seats back there. They aren't perforated. You'll notice though the load floor, because of the axle and battery situation, is higher. So it does kind of push your knees up. So the third row is definitely usable in the Sequoia. It's just not as comfortable. And then you can see we've got cup holders, sunshade for the rear passengers too, which is nice. And we'll put this all back into place. I mean, again, that's pretty easy. Getting in is easy with the power side steps. Got good legroom, storage pocket. We've got some cup holders here. Heated and ventilated seats. You've got your own climate zone for the back, a bunch of charging ports there at the bottom. Vents throughout, and the center does bring this down a little bit for headroom. Now popping up front, we've got same trim all over the door panel here. All of our window controls. The mirrors power fold in. You got memory seats. Blind spot running with the mirrors. Payload is $12.90. And then pretty cool with the front seat. All of your adjustments there on the side. Steering wheel's power adjustable. Nice trim here on the dash. Heated steering wheel function down below. Got your gas cap release as well. The steps, you can turn them off. And I like these side steps. They're pretty nice. They feel pretty darn sturdy overall. Now take a look at the steering wheel. You can see it's perforated on either side. You can get a nice, good grip. Like the trim here. It's pretty nice. You got stuff like adaptive cruise control, lane centering here on the steering wheel. You've got your volume, voice command controls for the center as well. And then regular stocks on the back. Toyota keeps things simple. And then you can see here in the background, we've got trailer brake controls integrated from the factory. Full digital gauge cluster, which I know some people kind of said that from the start that this new Tundra Sequoia gauge cluster looks kind of dated. I think it's actually going to age very well because it doesn't have like a crazy futuristic look like a lot of the other gauge clusters. But anyways, you can see you've got the drive mode select here. Pretty straightforward. This isn't going to have as many drive modes because it's, well, fancy on-road package. 360 camera system, and Toyota does a really good job with their modern cameras. So they've got great resolution, and you know, it's easy to use, right? So I like it. Now as for the infotainment system, it is kind of plopped onto the dash here a little bit, but overall it's quick to respond. As you can see, you got vents there on either side, and with this Capstone you actually get fancy trim here on the dash. Also, we do have a heads-up display that shows you, you know, like we're in park, how fast we're going. Now we do have our tri-zone climate controls. Everything's up here. Heated and ventilated seats. Volume control there as well. Trailer backup assist. It's for the 360 camera. Stability control. Hazard lights. You get your auto hold and your parking brake. Shifter here for the 10-speed. Get your drive line select here. And that's 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. Nice trim here on the side. And then we've got a drive mode select too. Tow haul mode on top of that. Wireless phone charging pad. Nice wood trim here. This is kind of cool. But yeah, big center console. Some USBs. Interested to see how this like holds up sturdiness wise over time because it feels, I don't know, very light. But anyways, really nice trim here across the dash. You can see Capstone, well, just Capstone. Pretty big glove box. We've got a camera, rear view, mirror, and then we do have the controls here for the panoramic sunroof. And I don't know if I already mentioned, but sunshades for the second row passengers too. And look how fancy these seats are. So here's a quick look at the window sticker here. You guys can see all the standard equipment, which most everything is standard with this. There's your base MSRP, got a few options. $86,943 is the total MSRP. So let me guys think about the Capstone. I've said this in my Tundra review, so I'll say it in this review quickly. And we can't drive this particular one, by the way. But my personal opinion is they should get rid of the Capstone and just make more TRD Pros. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me on that point. But I mean, obviously, you know, people are buying the Capstones to an extent, but typically these are the slower selling units. Like all the other Sequoia packages sold out. If a Capstone pops up onto the dealer lot, it might take a day or two to sell, right? So it's not like it's not selling, but it's selling a lot slower versus like, yeah, like I said, the other packages sold out for a long time. So I think that Toyota could sell just as many Sequoias, if not more, if they just did more TRD Pros. Just a thought. Definitely Tundras. They should definitely do more TRD Pro Tundras. But either way, let me know what you guys think about the Capstone. Let me know your thoughts on the TRD Pro convo.